Back again with an exciting episode here on financial literacy, and today we have a fully packed, prepared session that will help us to determine on whether we are headed to financial disaster or financial success. It's something that we all look forward to, where we could have a life where we attain financial freedom, or we attain to a place where we are not just worried about our finances anymore. Remember, financial freedom, or definition of financial freedom, is a state where you think about money but you no longer worry about money. What do I mean by this is that if you find yourself, maybe you are walking in the streets and you see something that you would want to purchase, that you have the ability to purchase it without even worrying whether it will affect your budget, whether it will affect, like, you are just comfortable, you don't have to worry. Assuming or taking the case example of when the schools were resuming, you could find that so many parents were worried that now schools are resuming and I don't have the money to go and pay for the child school fees at school. So you are worried because you don't have it. But financial freedom is a state where now you don't have to worry about it. You think about money, but you don't worry about it because you already have what it takes to do or to purchase that product or to pay that bill. So this is Insightful Endeavors with Ian David. Welcome back to our channel. Before we continue, remember to subscribe, to like this video, share it, and also leave a comment there down below. And also remember to turn on the notification bell beside somewhere here. And so we get to dive in and look at some of these key signs that we all need to take keynote or to examine to determine whether we are headed to financial success or we are headed to financial crisis. The first sign that we get to look at is whether you are living paycheck to paycheck, or whether you are living above your means, or you are living hand to mouth. What do I mean by this? Living paycheck to paycheck is where you find that you receive your salary at the end of the month, you use it up all through the month, and by the time we are clocking near the end of the other month, you have already used up all your finances, you have already used all your money, and now you have nothing else that is remaining. So you have to wait for your salary. Like, you are looking forward to that day when you receive your salary, so that now you can be able to have money to continue with your life or with your own day-to-day activities and servicing your bills, servicing all these things. If you are living such a kind of life where you are living paycheck to paycheck, or if not paycheck to paycheck, you find that maybe you are a person who gets your income day in, day out, or at the end of every day, that you find that you go to work and then at the end of the day you come and consume everything that you worked for that day, then that is a sign that you are headed to financial crisis. You need to have a solution towards that. And how do you find a solution out to that, so that you cannot be headed to financial crisis, rather that you'll be headed to financial success? One of the ways that you could find a way to increase your sources of income, maybe you could acquire a new skill or an additional skill. Assuming maybe you have one skill already that you are working with, then you could look forward to having an additional skill, or starting up a side hustle, that maybe an online side hustle, which of course there are so many, and we'll definitely do a video on some of the side hustles that you can pick up and get yourself another source of income, which could help you not to be living paycheck to paycheck. So that with this now, you can be assured that you are not headed to financial crisis, rather you are headed to financial success. That's the first sign that you got to look at. The second sign that you got to look at to determine whether you are headed to financial success is whether deadlines of bills get you off guard always. Yeah, whether they get you off guard always. So this is where the case where you find that at the end of the month comes and you are surprised how fast we got there. Sometimes when we are having conversation with my friends, you hear them saying that, hey, this month has gone too fast. This month, nowadays, days are rushing so fast. And you even don't realize how you come to the end of the month. You don't realize how you come to the deadline of paying a specific bill. If you are living such kind of a life, or if you are leading such kind of a financial life where bills always get you off guard, then that is a sign that you are headed to financial crisis. And you know what? You need to do something about it, because if you do not do something about it, then that is a disaster. And with a disaster, then you can be sure that it causes so much on you, so much pressure on you, so much stress, so much even leading to cases of depression, which is not something that we would look up to or look forward to having. And that is why we continually make videos like this, so that we can enlighten ourselves and save ourselves the trouble, save ourselves the disaster. So that is one of the things that you could get to look at, and try to work it out. One of the ways or part of the solutions that you could include or incorporate here is that you could get a workable budget. Get a budget that you could work within. Maybe if you find that these bills, the reason as to why these bills are getting you off guard is maybe you have so many other bills that sometimes you don't even know how you lose the record of the bills that you're supposed to service, that now you find that the others find you off guard. So get a workable budget where you can be able to specifically channel specific amounts of money to the specific bills before they get you off guard or before they get out of hand. Another thing is that you could automate your payments. This is something that has been made in our days. You could go to your bank and then you could make these orders with your bank, that whenever you receive your salary, if you receive your salary through the bank, then they can automatically send your money to the specific channels that you want it to go. Maybe it's when for the money that you require to pay your or to service your debt, then that money is directed, it is channeled towards paying your debt directly. If it is money that you need for repayment of bills, maybe you have an electricity bill, water bill, then it cannot be directed, channeled directly to payment of those bills without you having to worry and without them having to get you off guard anymore. Another way is that you could get to track all your money, all your expenses, how you get to use your money, how you get you to use your money around the month or around a certain duration of time. You track and then you get where your money has been going. After you track it, you have to find where has my money been going that has been leading to a point where these bills find me off guard. This is something that I've also discussed with some of my friends that we work with, and they have told me that time and time again that they find that they have used so much money in a month, and when you ask where has it gone, they don't know. If they check their M-Pesa statements, they cannot tell where their money has been going on or has been going to. So what you need to do is that you need to track all your expenses. You need to have a record of this is how much amount of money I've used in this particular month, and this is the amount that I used on this specific bill, this specific objective. And after you do that, then you can be able to cut off or cut on the things that are not necessary, so that you can be able to service the necessary bills at this necessary time. The third sign that you need to take in note is that if you are borrowing loans to pay other loans. Now, on this one, we need to break it down below so that it doesn't look like a contradiction on a video that we did previously. So, on borrowing loans to pay other debts, remember, we have bad debt and good debt. What is the difference here? Bad debt, it is any debt that you pick up or you get to sort out your expenses, or to sort out your expenses. In short, you are not expecting any returns from this loan that you pick up. After you've taken this debt, you go and spend it all. Maybe you take a loan to go and spend a day out. You take a loan to go to a vacation. You take a loan to maybe go out on a dinner date. So these are bad loans. These are not good loans. These are bad debt. You should never take a debt to do such things, because there are things that can wait by practicing delayed gratification. So these are things that can wait. That is bad debt. The other side of debt is good debt. Now, good debt is debt that you take and you use it to generate income or to generate profit from it. This is a debt maybe you pick up and invest somewhere, and at the end of your investment period, you get your investment initial capital plus an interest, where you can now be able to pay your loan and remain with the interest. That is good debt. So that is the demystification of the good and bad debt. But again, back to our point is, if you are borrowing loans to pay other loans, then that is wrong, because if you consistently do that, then it will get off track. You get off track, and you have so many of these loans that you will not be able to service them at the right time. But again, you can also check up our previous video on how to pay debts. A strategy, we have a full video on how we have outlined on our 3 best strategies that we have come and analyzed and researched on how you can get to pay all your debts and have a financially free debt life. Yeah, that's the third. And the fourth sign that you need to take in note is that if you do not have an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? This is a financial safety net. This is where you run to whenever things get out of hand. Remember, we said that being in a state where there is no disaster, or being in a state where you don't have any problems currently, it doesn't mean that disaster won't come. No, if you have such kind of a mindset, then we would call you naive. You should always have a mindset that the absence of disaster today, or the absence of a crisis today, it doesn't mean that in the future there is no crisis that will come. So you need to have this emergency fund. You need to have money set aside to help you out of a crisis whenever it arises. And how you go about with this emergency fund is that you need to have saved at least 6 months, 3 to 6 months of your income. This is money that you would survive with in case of a job loss, that you wouldn't have to downgrade your life. You would still continue living the same life. You will still be able to hang around with the same lifestyle for at least 6 months. So that is the emergency fund. But if you do not have this one, then you need to come up with a solution on how you can get started with this emergency fund. And remember, it is not your fault that you will not began doing this one. You can always begin. There is a saying that goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The other best time to plant a tree is now. So you can always pick up this idea and get going. No matter the amounts, get going, get yourself going, and time by time you will find that you have made such a progress that you will be proud of, and you will find that you have done quite a good job. The other sign that we could look at is if you are constantly thinking about your finances and it gets you worried. So if you are constantly worried about your finances, like you are worried, what would happen if I lose a job? What would happen if I lose my investment? What would happen if this deal doesn't go as I want? Then that is a sign that you need to be on the lookout for and watch out that it doesn't get you off guard. So how you deal with this, that you need to check on your sources of income. Maybe if you have one source of income, then it means that you need to increase on your sources of income. You need to increase your channels or your streams of income, how you get your money, so that you don't have to worry about your money anymore. You don't have to worry about the bills, about losing of a job, losing of an investment, anything. Remember, there is a rule that goes on with investment that says that do not invest money that you are not willing to lose. So if already you are worried about losing your job, worried about losing your investment, worried losing your capital, your funds, then it means there is an issue. That money you are not willing to lose. And if you're not willing to lose, the issue here, or the background issue here, could be because you don't have enough of it. And what you could do about that is by increasing your sources of income. Remember, you could always change. If you don't like your current job, you can always change. Yeah, you're not a tree, you can change. Only trees do not change their position. You can always change. If you don't like your current job, your current source of income, you can always change, or you can negotiate of an increase or even get yourself more better skills that will attract to you more income. Yeah, so those are the 5 signs that we need or to take keynote to determine whether we are headed to financial disaster or financial success or financial freedom. So that's it from us today. We hope to see you in our next episode, which we are going to do very soon. And before you leave, remember to subscribe, to like this video, to share, and also leave a comment there down below. Let's get on this conversation going on. I would like to hear how maybe the signs that you are on the lookout for, and we could also pick them up, and even in the future we could get to do another video on the same to continue enlightening ourselves and getting our lives more better. Bye bye, see you.